Hey, what's up? Serpentine here, rounding up this week's news in the premiere episode of the Weekly Roundup. This week we have Evolve's technical beta phase, Elder Scrolls Online possibly going free to play, and the system specs for The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt have been revealed. The last beta test for Evolve before release will be coming next week for PC, Xbox One and PlayStation 4. Xbox One will be receiving a couple of exclusive goodies not available in the other version, including access to the evacuation mode on the 17th, as well as all progress made during the beta carrying over to the release version. The beta will be releasing staggered over the systems, with Xbox One testing starting on the 15th, PC starting on the 16th, and PlayStation 4 starting on the 17th. Ubisoft has started polling the Far Cry community concerning a future game setting, and it doesn't look like they are afraid to try some new things. A couple of the proposed settings are futuristic, Jurassic Park, Vietnam War, Mad Max Apocalypse, and possibly even a sequel to the successful Blood Dragon DLC. These kinds of surveys have been used before, most notably for the Assassin's Creed series, with co-op, the American Revolution and enterable buildings all being implemented from similar polls. So choose wisely, Far Cry community. We need that open world dinosaur game. Elder Scrolls Online has continued its movement to what looks to be a free-to-play transition. Originally, the game removed the option to subscribe for 6 months, leaving only a 30 and 90-day option for players. Now news has come that EB Games has been directed to send all Elder Scrolls Online products back to the developer. Making these payment options unavailable is a clear indication towards a serious business model change that we'll probably see put into effect within the next 6 months, with free-to-play looking like the most likely business model the game will adopt. Blizzard's latest IP, Overwatch, has been hit with a pretty large hurdle in the form of an IP dispute against Innovis Labs' smartphone app, also called Overwatch, that adds video game-like features to real-world Nerf gun, paintball and laser tag games. The confusion claim was made some time ago, with Blizzard not even attempting to dispute it, and now has ended with Blizzard's Overwatch IP being suspended indefinitely. Due to the nature of IP licensing, I fully expect to see Blizzard to rename Overwatch, which will be a slight frustration for them with the reveal already being made and a lot of the marketing already put behind the brand name. System requirements for The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt have been revealed, and it might be that time of the year where people wanting to play may have to upgrade their rigs. The game looks like it won't be too heavy on the RAM side of things, but CPUs and GPUs will need to be fairly decent. The minimum specs listed are an i5 CPU, as well as at least a GTX 660 or a Radeon HD 7870. If you want to try and push the game though and get the best out of it, the recommended hardware includes an i7 with a GTX 770 or Radeon R9 290. The game is still a fair way out, with a release date set for May 19th, so these specifications may change, with game optimization being one of the last steps in developing a game. Minecraft developer Dinnerbone managed to add player tracking to the game, going to Twitter to express his excitement with the information coming in. Almost 1 million players were currently playing the game online at an off-peak time. Comparing this to a game like Dota 2, which is reaching around the same amount of concurrent players at its peak, it's quite impressive, especially considering the player tracking was not working on consoles and mobile versions of the game, as well as people playing offline and playing pirated copies, not contributing to that number. Surprisingly though, Minecraft is still a while away from reaching the League of Legends concurrent player count of over 7 million. The studio behind the Blacklight and Spec Ops series, Zombie Studios, has officially closed down after multiple of the higher-ups decided it was time to retire from the industry. But don't worry, Zombie Studios 2.0 has opened its doors under the name Builder Box Games. A considerable amount of the Zombie Studios developers are now working at this studio, with Zombie Studios IP moving over with them. Current game Blacklight Retribution will be unaffected by the transition and will continue to be worked on by the Builder Box team. Planetside 2 will be making its debut onto consoles with a closed beta planned to commence on the 20th of January. The game is currently an exclusive title to PC, but will be making the jump to consoles with PlayStation 4 being the chosen system. To begin with, only a couple thousand players will be accepted into the beta, with more players being added as the game goes through the phases. Players will be invited in order of who signed up first. Another game making the jump from PC exclusivity is the third-person MOBA Smite. Sign-ups have already begun for people wanting to gain access to the game in its beta phase. Smite will be entering the console market on Xbox One first, with no current word on a PlayStation 4 version. This comes at the same time as Smite begins its first large-scale tournament, with 8 teams coming together to battle it out for their share in the $2.5 million prize pool. As for the Xbox One's beta, there has been no official announcement concerning the phase's start date. The Stalker's spiritual successor, Survarium, has entered open beta for Europeans. However, North Americans, or really anyone else for that matter, won't be restricted from playing, but if they do, they may experience some lag issues. The beta currently contains 2 PvP modes, Team Deathmatch and Battery Retrieval, with a third game mode called Free Play coming later on down the track. This new mode will be something similar to the likes of a DayZ and Nether. Check out their website for more details. Multiplayer shooter Dirty Bomb has entered closed beta testing with sign-ups for the game available via their official website. The game is heavily stylized and has a heavy focus towards competitive play. I'll be checking out this game myself this week as a player preview. That's it for this week's roundup. Let me know what you guys think of it, and if you have any suggestions, feel free to leave them in the comments below. I'll see you guys next time.